Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see an epic encounter between world number 2 Fabiano Caruana and Ramesh Babu Praggnanandhaa. This game was played in round 5 of Norway chess, and in this game, Pragg started the game with the move d4, knight to f6, now c4, and e6, and after this knight to f3, Fabi plays this move d5, and now Pragg decided to play g3, which is the Catalan opening, and after this bishop to e7, now bishop to g2, and after this castle from the both side, here Fabi decided to take the pawn on c4, and although here the main move is queen to c2, and after this black can play the move like b5, but after this a4 you cannot play a6 because still white will take this pawn, and you cannot take because this rook is hanging. So after this move like a4 you cannot play this move like c6 also because still white will take, and if you try to take this pawn back, then knight to g5 unleashing an attack on this rook, and this is very dangerous for black, and black is already losing here. So in this position, after this d takes d4, now Pragg decided to go with the move queen a4, and now Fabi play this move a6 with the idea of b5 on the next move, and here Pragg take this pawn, still b5, and queen goes to c2, and after this bishop to b7 by Fabi, counting this bishop on this long diagonal, and this bishop is already known as a Catalan bishop. And after this move, now Pragg develops his bishop, now knight to c6, and now here Pragg develops his knight on d2, and Fabi took the pawn on d4, and after this knight takes. Now in this position, now bishop take, and now it's important to take the pawn on e6, because if you take this because if you take this bishop first, then you are giving this knight, and you are simply a pawn down. So in this position, now after this bishop take, now Pragg take this pawn on e6, attacking the queen and rook. So after this take, now you will take this bishop, and in this position, now knight comes to d5, attacking the bishop, and bishop goes to this e5 square. Now c5 comes here. Now in this position, knight to f3, queen goes to e8, and now rook a to d1, and after this queen to h5 by Fabi. Here in this position, Pragg goes for this queen e4, centralizing his queen, and now after this rook a to d8, now a4 undermining this pawn structure on this queen side, and now in this position, Fabi offer a queen trade, and now Pragg take this, and now here it's important you to take this queen with this pawn, and now you had solved this problem of your three pawn island, and after this now Pragg take this pawn on b5, and after takes, here Pragg take this open file, and after this Fabi decided to play this rook to 8, not giving any open file to the Pragg, and after this rook f to d1, attacking this knight right away. Now knight goes to f6, and here Pragg play this move b3, and after this move, now knight comes to e4, and now in this position, Pragg played this rook to d7 move. And here, if you think this rook is hanging, but now after this rook take bishop, now this g7 pawn is falling. And suppose if you play this g6 move, still this check will come. And after this king goes there, there is this windmill attack, and you are going to lose this game. So in this position, after this, rook to d7. Here now Fabi play this bishop to f6, countering this bishop, and after this bishop take bishop, knight take bishop, attacking the rook. Now rook takes rook first, and now after this rook takes, here in this position, rook to c7 going for this c pawn right away, and now in this position knight to e4, defending the pawn on this c5 square, and but in this position Pragg play this knight to e5, and here after this in this position, Fabi play this rook to e8 move, attacking the knight. But now comes the move knight to d3, double attacking this pawn on the c5. And now in this position, Fabi goes for this knight to d2, going for this b3 pawn right away. But after this, rook takes c5, knight takes b3, and now Pragg first take this pawn on this f5 square. And after this, knight goes to this d4 square, attacking the rook and defending the pawn on this b5. Here, Pragg play this rook to d5, attacking the knight first. And now knight takes e2 pawn. And after this, rook takes b5. And if we see this position, now black has two pawns, white has three pawns. And we already know that in most of the cases, rook versus rook with one pawn up is mostly draw, and knight versus knight with one pawn extra is also a draw, because opponent can sacrifice a knight for remaining one pawn. So this position looked like completed drawish, but Pragg still decided to play this game and play this knight to c3. And here comes so many moves. There are a lot of maneuvers, and after few moves, Pragg started to bring his king, and they exchanged their rooks. Now comes this knight to c5. Kings are just shuffling. They are just maneuvering their pieces. And now Pragg started to move his pawns and move his knight. Knight goes here. They took, they exchange a pawn. Now comes this f3, defending the pawn. Knight gets a check, and now knight goes to d4. Now comes this king to f4. Knight gives a check, and this is very looking like a very drawish game. And Fabi just wants to exchange this pawn with this pawn, and he can then sacrifice this knight for this, knight for this uh, pawn. So basically, after this knight to e5, here comes a knight check, king goes back, and nothing is happening in this game, and it is looking like a drawish end game. But now in this position, Pragg is able to bring his king up. Now, after few moves, knight to e2, knight to g8 here, and now in this position, this is a very critical position, and there is only one move for black to save this game, which is king to f7, because after this knight to f5, now black can give a check first, and now white has to go for this king to f3, because he has to defend the pawn on g4. And after this king to g6, black can save this game. But now in this position, after this knight to d4 check, Fabi blunders the game. Although Fabi has 8 minutes in the clock, and Fabi played this king to f6, which is losing on the spot, because Pragg find a very good move, which is knight f5. And if you see this position, now black is in completely zugzwang here, and now in this position, this knight is completely tied down to defend the pawn on f6. And here Fabi play this king to e6 move. But now in this position, what Pragg played is king to d5, maintaining the zugzwang here. And now after this king to f6 by Fabi, here comes a very good move, which is knight takes f6. And if you take this knight, then comes g5 check, and you are going to lose this knight. And even if you win this pawn endgame is completely winning for white. So after this, a knight to f6. Now in this position, Fabi play this knight to e7, but now the game is completely lost, because after this king to e4, now comes this king to g7, g6, attacking the knight, but now g5 defend the knight. King goes to this h5 square, but now comes this knight to f7. Knight goes to this g6. Now king comes up. Knight gives a check. Now king goes to this e6, attacking the knight. Knight goes to c6. Now comes this e5, and now these pawn are rolling. And after this king to f6, now Caruana play this king to g5, attacking this f5 pawn. But now comes a very good move, knight to d6, defending the pawn on f5 twice. And now this pawn is just rolling and will become a queen very soon. And in this position, Fabiano Caruana resigns the game. And after this game, Pragg comes in top 10, and Fabiano Caruana is now world number 3 after losing this game. It was a very nice game by Pragg, and now after this game, Pragg is on third, and still Hikaru Nakamura is leading the tournament, and Magnus is on the second place. And this was a very beautiful game. And okay, guys, thank you.